So recently someone asked me what the difference between using tarot cards and other forms of divination and how that's different from like a Ouija board. And at the time I didn't really have a good answer. It wasn't anything I'd really thought about before. But now that I've given it some thought, I think I have a pretty good answer. So the big difference between spirit boards or Ouija boards and like tarot cards, pendulums, things like that is when you use a spirit board, what you're doing is you're asking for some unknown entity to manipulate your body to allow it to say whatever it wants using this board. This is going to sound however it's going to sound, but there's no real control over what happens. You're kind of just giving up the power to something and you don't necessarily know what it is. When you're using other forms of divination, such as reading tea leaves or using a pendulum or tarot cards, oracle cards, etc., what you're doing in those scenarios is you are using physical objects to gather information which you are then interpreting. So you're not just, so for example, if someone were communicating through a spirit board, they could write an entire novel. They can say whatever they want. They can tell you whatever they want. And a lot of times, or sometimes, I mean, I don't necessarily know, but we've all seen the movies and read the creepypastas. Whenever you're kind of reaching out and giving that sort of permission to anything, you're giving it a lot of power. Whereas if you're using a pendulum, all of that power is limited to what that one item is able to do. So, while you can I've seen people use pendulums kind of on top of like a Ouija sort of, like mat. And if that's something you want to do, that's something you want to do. But, I believe that things like tarot cards and oracle cards and tea leaves, those are, the risk associated is much smaller because the entity doesn't have as much freedom with their words as they would if they were able to just spell out whatever they want. So that is my quick 2 cents on the big difference between spirit boards and other types of divination. Thanks, guys.